We're going to start with cat and cow pose. So begin with your hands and knees on the floor. Your knees will be below your hips and your hands below your shoulders with a flat back. Take a couple of breaths here. On the exhale, round your spine towards the ceiling and imagine you're pulling your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, arch your back, lift your head and your hips, and let your belly relax and go loose. Exhaling, rounding your back up, tucking your tailbone under, and engaging your abs. Inhale, arching your back, lifting your head. Exhaling up into cat position. Inhaling down into cow position. Exhaling into cat position. Exhaling all the breath out of your lungs. And then inhaling, filling your lungs again in cow position. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Now tuck your toes under and we're going into downward dog. Lifting your hips up, hands on the ground. Bending your knees to get comfortable into the pose. And then slowly walking your heels down. Right heel down, left heel down, right heel down. You're really trying to stretch through those calves and hamstrings. Walk your heels up and down again. You want your hands to have weight evenly distributed between them and all the way through the fingertips. You also want the weight to be even between your hands and your feet. Notice as I'm pressing my shoulder blades back. Raise up on your toes, hips high in the air, and then slowly release your heels down toward the ground. It's okay if you're not quite there. Your gaze should be just below your chest onto the mat. This is a dynamic pose and not a static one. You will constantly be moving and repositioning. Come down onto all fours, knees out to the sides of the mat, toes together, hands in front of you into child's pose. This is your relaxation pose. Anytime that you feel tired during yoga, return to this pose until you're recharged. Okay, we'll come back up into downward dog, lifting your hips high. Pressing that back down to the ground. From here, we're going to do some three-legged downward dogs. First, raise your right leg straight out behind you. Keep your hips facing the mat. And back to the ground, raising your left leg straight out behind you, hips facing the mat. And back into downward dog. Return to your knees and to child's pose. Arms stretched out in front. This is a really good position for opening your hips as well. Tucking your toes under, lifting your hips up high. We're now going to do another hip opener. So right leg up, bending that right knee, and opening your hips out to the side. Your gaze will be underneath your right arm. Back into downward dog, raising your left leg, bending and opening those hips. Gazing under your left arm. You may not be able to open up as far as I have, but whatever you can do to stretch those hips is going to be helpful. Returning your left leg to the mat, down to child's pose, and thank you for joining me today.